Joe Rogan recently shocked fans with comments suggesting human cloning could be more common than people think, sparking online speculation about celebrities like Jim Carrey. However, there is no verified evidence.
Take what we know now, in terms of like what they are capable of doing now with human beings and lengthening telomeres. There's a lot of different methodologies that they're using. If they're telling you that there's no clones, the guy telling you is probably a fucking clone. At this point, I have no doubt that they've made human clones.
A man that goes by the name of Brian Bishop sent an email to Epstein that reads, "Attached is the doc you requested. It's the use of funds spreadsheet for the designer baby and human cloning company. This gets us out of our self-funded garage biology phase to the first live birth of a human designer baby." And
that's when the rumors really took off.
Here's all the evidence we have to confirm that Jim Carrey has been cloned in less than 1 minute. Alright, so to start off, here's what Jim Carrey looked like a year ago, and here's what he actually looks like now. Definitely a very noticeable difference, and many say he is looking completely unrecognizable. Next, as you can see all the way up at the top, Jim Carrey's eye color has been brown literally his entire life, and while the other day when he was spotted at an award show, his eye color was actually light green. Jim Carrey has also had the same signature for literally his entire life, and when he was at that same exact award show the other day, he ended up signing some things for some fans, and his signature completely changed. And then finally, at that same exact award show a few days ago, Jim Carrey literally straight up said that he was dead during an interview, and then also said that his favorite funny face to wear is the face that he is wearing right now.
People online couldn't believe the footage was really Jim Carrey. One fan wrote, "Literally nothing has been explained. Let's have Jim do a public appearance if it's really him," while another said the situation felt concerning and questioned why he hadn't addressed the rumors directly himself. Some also compared the controversy to Jim's behavior around 2017, when he openly criticized Hollywood and mocked award shows, leading certain fans to believe he was trying to expose deeper issues within the entertainment industry. However, these theories remain speculation and are not supported by verified evidence.
Power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others. Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut her down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red X that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't get dressed up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
the thing. It's not our world.
None
That's
of this
the
is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
Years later, when Jim Carrey appeared looking and acting differently, some people online began connecting the dots in their own way, claiming he may have been silenced or changed to fit a different version of Hollywood. That speculation helped bring the cloning theory back into discussion once again. Similar rumors have also surrounded other celebrities over the years, including Eminem and Avril Lavigne, with internet users using old photos and personal changes to fuel theories that have never been supported by verified evidence.
Lavigne. Is it actually her? Or is it a woman named Melissa?
What?
Allegedly Melissa Vandella, this woman that was Avril Lavigne's friend before Avril Lavigne allegedly passed away, took on Avril Lavigne's whole persona. And it's not actually the OG Avril Lavigne that we have today, but it's this woman named Melissa Vandella that looks just like Avril Lavigne.
That's crazy.
So those close to Avril suggested suggested that she struggled with fame after her Let Go album.
Right.
She blew up so fast.
Right.
She was so famous, so successful, whatever. And it really got to her mentally. As we've seen this happen with like Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus.
It's tough.
It's tough. Justin Bieber. It's
all tough.
That part of it, very believable. The thing was, in 2003, when she was already struggling with like her adjustment to fame, her grandmother had passed away, and Avril was really, really close with her grandmother. Allegedly, Avril just spun into this depression spiral, and she unalived herself. Music execs and slimy Hollywood were like, we just found a masterpiece of someone that we could profit off of. So they were like, she can't die. And the girl that she's hanging out with, Melissa Vandella, who does look just like her, they were like, perfect, problem solved. We're gonna make Melissa Avril.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Dude, that's an insane
No,
theory.
it's insane. So allegedly, like, Melissa and Avril like were spending so much time together, and like execs knew her, and they were like, we'll just teach her everything. But where this is weird, her next album was called Under My Skin, and there's a few songs on there that point to this conspiracy theory maybe being real. One of them is a song about suicide and how much she like misses that person. For the promotional photo shoot of her second album, she oddly has Melissa like written on her hand, and to this day it's never been explained why. Even when she went on Call Her Daddy, Alex never asked her like what was up with the like Melissa on your hand on the promo for the second album.
That's weird.
Avril allegedly died. It's weird.
That's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
And then fans think that this could be real because apparently Avril has like these significant differences to her physical look throughout the years. I guess she had growing up a lot of different like moles and freckles that are no longer there. This would be crazy. It is the most far-fetched conspiracy I've ever heard, but there are some unanswered questions.
Gucci Mane also faced similar rumors after his appearance changed following prison, even though many pointed out that his healthier lifestyle and weight loss explained the difference. In most of these cases, the reality is usually much simpler. People age, change habits, and naturally look different over time. Still, conspiracy theories continue to spread, with some claiming celebrities are replaced by doubles, masks, or lookalikes. The speculation around
this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy?
Using a decoy. It sounds so ridiculous, but it works like a charm.
like a double.
It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
A Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction, and I can just have my day. And
whatever you want to do.
Wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Right.
And,
well, they say the best ideas are the simplest ones, and this really couldn't be more simple.
It really is amazing.
I'm sure it works.
Really works.
Wow.
So a lot of times when you see the rag magazines and you see me at Starbucks in Malibu, it's
him, yeah.
That's right.
Are you paying him enough? Because
I pay him a lot, and he gets laid a lot, I think, because of it.
Really? Wait, you're telling me that guy has actually had Oh, golly. How's your life generally? How are things going on for you? What's happening with you, the guy, Jim?
I'm so glad you asked, because I want to talk. I want to really talk.
All right, let's do that.
Because I see these shows sometimes, and people come out here and they just do bits and stuff like they're not really talking to you.
That's right. Yeah.
I can tell you get frustrated with it.
Bit after bit, of
you
course.
Communicate.
Exactly, that's what I'm about.
And it bugs me.
Rumors like these have even spread beyond Hollywood, with some conspiracy theories claiming politicians and public figures were replaced by actors, or hidden behind realistic masks based on small physical differences seen online. Most of those claims have later been debunked, or linked to edited and misleading content. In the case of Jim Carrey, some fans connected his philosophical comments about identity and fame with his outspoken criticism of Hollywood and powerful elites, leading to online speculation that he may have been silenced. Those theories later became tied to Jeffrey Epstein after internet users began misinterpreting reports about scientific investments and newly discussed emails mentioned by journalist Nick Bryant. However, there is no verified evidence that Epstein possessed cloning technology, or that Jim Carrey, or anyone else, was cloned, and these
emails, they're referring to pizza, and I don't think it's pizza. So it's moved my needle from agnosticism to, what's going on here. The transhumanism and cloning is actually kind of mind-boggling too.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
Brian Bishop, who is a famous biologist, is talking to Epstein about making designer babies and genetic editing. And genetic editing comes up again. And then there's also a famous biologist named Bob Travers. And
that's the one who, by the way, Norman Finkelstein wrote to. Bob Travers, yeah.
And he talks about actually taking boys and giving them hormone blockers and girls and giving them testosterone. And actually, he's talking about making, I think, a hermaphrodite. That's what they're shooting for, is a very sexy hermaphrodite. I mean, that's my extrapolation anyway.
Yeah, this is pretty graphic. So it says, it's very simple. I will compare male to female with female to male, and the subject matter is trans. With greater molecular control over development, we are increasingly capable of producing novel phenotypes, more feminine men, by blocking testosterone receptors or castration, and at the same time increasing estrogen production. The one blocks male features. The second encourages female features. More masculine women, heavy testosterone, incredible external effects, heavily bearded men. You would never guess they had a female body and their bone in their body. First kind, male to female, is 4 times more frequent than female to male. The first is attractive. He is a woman with a COCK.
The theory gained more attention after Nick Bryant discussed newly released emails connected to Jeffrey Epstein, leading some online communities to speculate about secret technology and hidden networks. Bryant also said aspects of the...
I can remember when I wrote a book, The Franklin Scandal, a story of power brokers, child abuse, and betrayal. And Epstein network is kind of a carbon copy of the Franklin network in many, many ways. And there were a number of very sadistic pedophiles that were very high up in the government that were taking part with those kids. And I can remember when I was pitching it to editors, I got this look. I mean, I watched this cognitive dissonance go down right before me. I could see them go, this is a horrible story. I need to help Nick Bryant. Or I can write Nick Bryant off as crazy right now and have a nice meal with my family tonight. Now, I knew that most of them would go the latter route, but I didn't think all of them would.
As part of his investigation, Nick Bryant obtained Jeffrey Epstein's contact book, often referred to online as the Black Book, and began contacting people linked to it. Bryant said some individuals described being moved between locations, including trips on private planes and visits to private islands, which fueled public belief that Epstein's network was larger and more organized.
Florida has the most victims, and so I started to call them, and one told me that actually I talked to her mother. She was there, but I talked to her mother, and the mother said that she'd been 13 when Epstein had molested her. And then I talked to another one who said that she was flown around, and then I talked to another one that said she was flown to an island. And at that point, I knew that I suspected it because of that very corrupt grand jury, that I had come across another network. And it was kind of emotionally devastating to me in the respect that I spent 7 years on the Franklin scandal, and it is heavily corroborated. I knew that the bar was going to be extremely high, and I think I met all those expectations. But I couldn't get it published in New York. I had to get it published by a small publisher on the West Coast. And then when the Franklin scandal, we unfurled the Franklin scandal, no one really bought it. So, I'm like 2 years removed from that. And then I'm investigating Jeffrey Epstein. And I can remember just how devastating it was to me, that because the Franklin scandal had taken such an emotional toll on me. But I also knew that because of all the knowledge that I'd acquired, that it was kind of incumbent upon me to go forward with this investigation. And when I brought the Black Book back to New York, again, nobody wanted to touch it. And then I eventually acquired the flight logs, and nobody wanted to touch it. And then finally Gawker published it, and then the floodgates just opened.
So now, a growing narrative online now claims that human cloning is no longer just science fiction, but but something secretly happening behind the scenes within celebrity culture and powerful industries. Supporters.
I've been told about a black market for babies, and a woman told me that she had been used to make babies for this black market. So I'd heard of that before, and then Jeffrey Epstein gets into pizza. I mean, there's a lot of allusion to pizza and muffins and steaks and jerky. And when I heard about Pizzagate, I looked into it. I studied philosophy in college, and I always try to approach everything agnostically. And I couldn't really find a lot of information that corroborated what was coming out on the internet. Now, there was a lot of crazy stuff coming out on the internet. And then I got to a guy who said he could ultimately get me to a guy that could corroborate it. And then that kind of evaporated. So I just kind of walked away from Pizza Hut or Pizzagate, not really, somewhat still agnostic. And then, but these emails, they're definitely referring to pizza, and I don't think it's pizza. So I've got to double back on that. And actually, it's moved my needle from agnosticism to, you know, what's going on here? What is pizza the code word for? What are shrimps the code word for? What are fresh muffins the code word for? I think I kind of understand fresh muffins. He's getting into, there's a lot of allusions to jerky or beef jerky. And I don't know what is going on there.
The discussion around cloning theories often starts with real historical events, such as the story of Henrietta Lacks, whose cervical cancer cells were taken without her consent in 1951. Those cells, known as HeLa cells, became the first human cells successfully replicated in laboratories and contributed to major scientific breakthroughs. Some internet users later connected stories like this to celebrity conspiracy theories involving figures such as Jamie Foxx.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers are trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these, and then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white, so I see the white me.
But he had a Caesar too, just like
all that, the white me. Okay, gotcha. And I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention, and no one said anything, and I'm like, that's it.
I'm sure there's nothing to see there. I'm sure Jamie Foxx was just being sarcastic. He was just joking about how they tried to clone him, right? But there are a lot of weird things. For instance, where did his head tattoo go? And you've got to admit that he looked very different when he got out of the hospital. I guess that's why he starred in a movie like this right here, because he was telling you truth in plain sight. Or even the fact that he starred in a movie like this, and look at this poster right here. A coffin shape, I mean, come on. But again, I guess Jamie Foxx was just joking in that clip because, again, that's what he does. It's good to see that he's doing.
Some emails and reports cited in media coverage have referenced exchanges between individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein and entertainer David Blaine, including messages discussing possible visits and filming ideas.
Well, I have a clone. I have a clone for music. I have a clone for film. I have a clone for my personal life. I have a clone for my family life as well. So that's how it gets done. And each clone is under contract.
And which one am I talking to now?
Well, if I told you that, then, you know, life wouldn't be as fun.
Emails and reports cited in media coverage have referenced exchanges between individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein and entertainer David Blaine, including messages discussing possible visits and filming ideas. In one example mentioned in correspondence, a request was made about filming a segment inside a residence, to which Epstein replied that timing would depend on his availability. Investigations have also noted that Blaine and Epstein exchanged multiple communications and had contact over several years, mainly between 2012 and 2016. Blaine, widely known for endurance-based performance stunts, such as being encased in ice or performing prolonged public installations, has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing in relation to Epstein, and references to their contact have been presented in reporting as part of broader documentation of Epstein's social network rather than evidence of illegal activity. Reports and archived materials connected to Jeffrey Epstein have drawn attention to his New York townhouse, with some media outlets, including CNN, comparing publicly released images from investigations with earlier footage and noting similarities in interior design details such as kitchen fixtures and bathroom layouts. Separately, correspondence from 2013 has been cited in discussions referencing entertainer David Blaine and planned filming ideas involving visits to Epstein's residence, including mentions of performance concepts like magic tricks for private audiences. However, these references primarily reflect documented social and professional contact in emails, and do not by themselves indicate any illegal activity by the individuals mentioned. Reports and archived materials connected to Jeffrey Epstein have drawn attention to his New York townhouse, with some media outlets, including CNN, comparing publicly released images from investigations with earlier footage and noting similarities in interior design details such as kitchen fixtures and bathroom layouts. Separately, correspondence from 2013 has been cited in discussions referencing entertainer David Blaine and planned filming ideas involving visits to Epstein's residence, including mentions of performance concepts like magic tricks for private audiences. However, these references primarily reflect documented social and professional contact in emails, and do not by themselves indicate any illegal activity by the individuals mentioned. Emails and reports cited in media coverage have referenced exchanges between individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein and entertainer David Blaine, including messages discussing possible visits and filming ideas. In one example mentioned in correspondence, a request was made about filming a segment inside a residence, to which Epstein replied that timing would depend on his availability. Investigations have also noted that Blaine and Epstein exchanged multiple communications and had contact over several years, mainly between 2012 and 2016. Blaine, widely known for endurance-based performance stunts, such as being encased in ice or performing prolonged public installations, has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing in relation to Epstein, and references to their contact have been presented in reporting as part of broader documentation of Epstein's social network rather than evidence of illegal activity. I can't support or extend claims that someone like Jim Carrey was cloned or connected to a cloning program involving Jeffrey Epstein. There is no verified evidence that human cloning is happening in this context, or that any celebrities were replaced or replicated. What is grounded in documented reporting is that Epstein maintained a wide social network, and various investigations and court-related documents have mapped out his contacts